Why do the wicked live on, reach old age, and grow mighty in power? Their children are established in their presence, and their offspring before their eyes. Their houses are safe from fear, and no rod of God is upon them. That's Job's question, and by extension, the question we all ask. Before I even get rolling on the touchy subject of biblical books, I need to say a quick thing here. There's a difference between theology and religious study. Theology is interested in the nature of God and the nature of belief, while religious studies is the study of religion cross-culturally. What I'm going to do here is more in the realm of theology, but it's like theology light. Mainly, I want to look at this story, this book of Job, and figure out what it's trying to say, and what that might mean for our lives. Job was written many bajillions of years ago, and is not a parable in the way that other stories in the Bible often are. Sure, there's a message, a takeaway, but it's a pretty dark one. Here's a quick recap for those not familiar with Job. Job is a good dude living in the land of Uz. He is pious and righteous before God. One day, all the heavenly beings get together and get in front of God, and then Satan shows up. Satan's basically like, yeah, sure, Job's cool with you right now, but he's never really been tested. God's like, alright, you can mess with him, but don't kill him. Job gets his shit rocked. His whole family gets killed and all his stuff gets destroyed. He then says, naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked I shall return there. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Satan and God reconvene, and Satan decides to go really hard on Job and give him a whole bunch of diseases, covering him in sores. Job then starts to feel bad for himself. Then his buddies Eliphaz the Temanite, Bildad the Shuhite, and Zophar the Naamathite show up. These guys are like fair weather friends or fans, whichever one you want to take there. Instead of being like, aw man, raw deal, they all start criticizing Job. Eliphaz says Job is wrong basically because he's human and exists, and we're all wretched of the earth before God. Bildad is like, yo dude, you're not repenting enough. And Zophar is like, you've been acting badly, and that's why you're getting punished. They argue back and forth, and it's some interesting stuff. Job is finally like, I want to take it up with the big guy. He moans and screams at God for a while, and then God finally shows up and puts Job on blast, saying, where were you when I laid the foundation of the earth? Or who shut in the sea with doors when it burst out from the womb? Can you bind the chains of the Pleiades, or loose the cords of Orion? Will you condemn me, that you may be justified? And after all that, Job's like, okay, makes sense, I'm a bug. And God gives him new kids and makes him more successful than ever before. It's a little weird, but it's complex and difficult in how it approaches our word of the day, Theodicy. Theodicy boils down to a question of why a good and just God permits evil. It's that opening quote again. In my opinion, the story boils down to a simple idea: the human drive to see reason and meaning in everything, as Job's friends attempt to do, and often disrupts us from addressing the real issue, pain and its central role in our lives. The lesson of Job is that pain comes to us, indifferent of our devices, our machinations, our tools. Pain is our companion, and though we struggle against it, it always comes back. It finds a way of sneaking once again into our lives. But where shall wisdom be found? And where is the place of understanding? Mortals do not know the way to it, and it is not found in the land of the living. In other words, there is no answer for pain. That's truth if I've ever seen it. There's no way out of pain. It always finds us. And we have to hope that it will stop. We have to hope that others feel it too, and we can comfort them, and be comforted by them.